Welcome to On the Way to School, your 6-minute daily boost for educators and administrators. I'm Christopher S. Dennis, and today, let's elevate our journey together. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the ride on the way to school. I hope you are doing well today. It's midweek, hump day. You gotta keep pushing through, get all of the, the tightness and soreness out and get back to it. I think one thing about working in schools is that we all work so extremely hard that we don't realize when we're hitting that wall of like, oh, I'm kind of tired. I am fatigued. This is a lot right now. But you gotta kind of work through it and get your stamina back up into how to get through a week, how to get through a day, how to get through a block, how to get through that lull. So hopefully we're all practicing good habits as we do that and take care of ourselves as we bring the joy across campus. Yesterday, I was going to just go check in on the health center, our health office, and the nursing team and staff, and just wanted to say, hey, because, I heard since it was the first day of school, there were some kids coming in with some tummy aches and, a little angst. So, but I walked into a birthday celebration and walked away with a piece of cake. So, hey, sometimes it just pays to go say hey to folks. So that was fun. That was really fun. So today I just want to reflect a little bit on, how to be encouraged after you've been discouraged. I think there are a lot of times when you're giving your best effort and people don't necessarily see that you're giving your best effort of really trying to help and contribute and make things better, especially if you're a new person. And when your idea isn't understood or if they haven't taken the time to really listen to what you're trying to accomplish, and it gets shut down. You probably were just offering feedback and you didn't know that this was a moment where you needed to really, make your case for this thing that you're trying in your classroom or something like that. And you get shut down and you don't really get, a good reaction from your administrator, and you're just left with feeling stifled. You're left feeling like, oh my gosh, I got kicked off the island. This is a terrible feeling. It can really be a little paralyzing when you get shut down that way. And yeah, it may be that first time you've had the conversation with your principal or your boss, and you're like, oh wow, I didn't know they had this side in them. And there's a couple reasons why, that could have come across that way. So I'll give you the administrator's perspective on just how it can come across, or what's going on the other side of that administrator's mind. So it could have been timing of when, they learned about this initiative, or learning that it's been implemented and they didn't have the proper time to lay the foundation or do the back work of ensuring that it was going to connect to some other things. So the spontaneity to them makes it seem like, okay, you're doing this out of the sequence of how I was planning to support you. And because of that, I have to stop it right here, because if I don't, it's going to be a longer trail for me to have to kind of untangle, because it's going to impact other things. They can't get you all of that information and context in that moment, because sometimes these meetings are like 3 minutes long and you're walking from one place to another or passing each other. So sometimes it's the delivery of how you shared what's going on and what you're working on. And also, you may have missed a step that you didn't even know was there. So the administrator is probably assuming that you understood a process. And maybe they did tell you about the process, but maybe both of you misinterpreted and you weren't communicating well. Okay. But again, the administrator is just trying to make sure everything is syncing up. And if they feel like it's not in sync, they're gonna have to redirect you. And one thing that everybody has to get used to is getting that redirection. And it's not always going to come with the praise sandwich, right? Where they give you a compliment on the front, give you the feedback, close you out with a compliment. It may just be like, whoa, like, we didn't talk about that. I need you to stop doing that, because that's not something we agreed to. And we can circle back on it, get on my calendar, we can talk. if it's that short, you just got to be able to handle it and go with it. Try not to take it personal, because they're just trying to get a handle on things. And there's always a time for a good idea. There's always a moment for it. Okay. A colleague of mine who we lost during COVID, Mr. Don Sorrell over at Collegiate School, he told me a Victor Hugo quote long ago. It said, there's nothing like an idea whose time has come. And that quote stuck with me, because it's like, you can have the right idea, you can be ready to go with it, but the timing also has to be there for it to all come together. Okay. So you can have the right idea. You got to know when the timing is right for it to come through. And sometimes you got to bring an idea back 3 times to find that timing. But don't be discouraged. Do not be discouraged for trying something and being told it's not the time, or it's not a fit. Be encouraged, because you tried something, you started, you leapt into the space where there was nothing going on to try to bring something. We've got to get comfortable with not always getting a yes, or not always getting a sure, keep going on a project, because it's got to be the right time. And on the reverse, you may have gotten a lot of yeses, so you're used to getting the yeses. And that first time you get the no, it can feel disorienting. So just give yourself some grace, but don't be discouraged. Be encouraged, because you tried something, you put something in the space, and you can always follow up and go get the clarity you need. But, it's a process, and we never want to be discouraged, because there's always an opportunity for the right time to come for that idea. So hang in there and walk around, go visit somebody's office. Who knows, you might get some cake. So hopefully you are doing well, and that's some food for thought on the way to school. Take care. Thanks for joining me on the way to school. Stay inspired, stay motivated, and keep making a difference. I'm Christopher S. Dennis. See you tomorrow.